attraction wey go make the country get good image all over the world.
And if you want to know more about all tourism attraction, facility, event and other tourism activity them, tune in and be part of the Insai Salone tourism program where Radio Democracy they bring to you every Tuesday from 4 to 5 o'clock.
Insai Salone tourism program, you dey feel, know, learn and enjoy all things but tourism na Salone.
Good afternoon and welcome to the first edition of the program Inside Salone Tourism for the year 2026. And me would have been counting on this edition. My name is Jaffa Mans Davis. This program is a 1 hour tourism discussion program where they look at issues where they unbug the tourism sector and promote other issues that will help for develop the tourism sector. For today's edition of the program, we the focus on review of the sector for the year 2025. We mean say we look at things the way the ministry do and how it impact the sector. Particularly, we will we focus on the ecotourism campaign, on whether it make any improvement on the environment or the people them. This now the focus for this edition of the program, and would expect forget two young and vibrant young men them we will help you for discuss more on this issue and talk more on the review the impact, whether positive or negative, inside the sector. But for yourself who listen to it from wherever they get to from, remember say the number 077 981 981. Now the number you go use 077 981 981. Now the number we go use for make your contribution and add the voice to the program and be part of the discussion where they come to you from the Society for Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. For we social media viewers them, you also can join the conversation on social media through Facebook and YouTube platform and add on a voice to the conversation, ask questions on the different issues they want to look at inside this edition of the program. As they expect forget we guess them, we'll start the program quick one and we'll go outside the chairperson for the Salone business owner in tourism and hospitality. Gadi Kamara say one reason we make them they form the Salone business owners in tourism and hospitality now for make they able to get better representation and decision making inside tourism business at the country. He talked this in our meeting with development partner and will command them at the Ministry of Tourism and Cultural Affairs. What I'm going to pull out the business owners in tourism and hospitality for make people who get hotel, resort, restaurant and other touristic sites them get voice and policy them inside the tourism industry. Well, for more on this, we reporter Alhaji Jallo Binde part of this and we put this report together.
The Ministry of Tourism and Cultural Affairs na the body we don dey work stronger one for develop policy them we go promote tourism for boost the country economy and same also promote cultural history and natural heritage sites them and self-support cultural festival, museum and monuments them na the country. With this them work what they don dey do for promote sustainable ecotourism, make people them where they into tourism go pull na do the Salone business owners in tourism and hospitality na do for make business owner them in tourism like hotel, restaurants, resorts and other one them make them voice be heard for decision making na the tourism sector. Way in the talk, the head of corporation at the European Union delegation at Salone, Stephen Mead, talk about the importance where private sector they play into tourism.
Well-organized private sector is essential for job creation, investment, and inclusive economic growth. Tourism and hospitality are well placed to contribute to these national priorities. The sector creates jobs, especially for young people and women, supports small and medium-sized enterprises, and strengthens local value chains. It connects with agriculture, with transport, with services, allowing thereby benefits to spread across communities. In order to unlock this potential, a strong public-private dialogue is essential. Regular and constructive engagement between government and the private sector helps identify challenges, shape better policies, and improve their implementation.
We in the talk, the chairperson for the Salone Business Owners in Tourism and Hospitality, Ngadi Kamara, talk about the reason we make them form this body.
Formed to provide structure, representation, and most importantly, a unified voice for business owners, large and small, who are committed to building a sustainable, credible, and globally competitive tourism and hospitality industry. Across Sierra Leone, business owners in tourism and hospitality, that includes hotels, restaurants, guest houses, tour operators, various service providers, have been working hard to build viable enterprises in a challenging environment. While our sector contributes significantly to employment, foreign exchange earnings, and community development, our voices too often go unheard, our challenges unaddressed, and our contribution underrepresented in national policy discussion. Our objectives include advocating for policies and regulations that are fair, practical, and growth-oriented.
We insert the talk. The Assistant Director of Tourism at the Ministry of Tourism and Cultural Affairs, Robert Lee, talk about waiting the ministry think about this body where business owner them into tourism form.
The formation of SLABOF is therefore very welcome as it serves as that additional pillar of solidarity and sustainability, helping to minimize the unhealthy bickering and dissensions that plague this sector. It is my expectation that with the founding of SLABOF, more and more similar associations will emerge from the many subgroups within the tourism and cultural sector. We count on you as creatives and custodians of Sierra Leone's hospitality industry to own this initiative and support it to logical conclusion. Remember, this year belongs to everyone, especially the private sector. And I need not state it, but I should, for the avoidance of doubt. A booming private sector produces a thriving tourism industry.
Robert Lee end up for encourage business owner them for work with the Ministry of Tourism and Cultural Affairs for promote Salone tourism na the world. For the Society for Radio Democracy, me, na Alaji Jallo, they report.
The program Inside Salone Tourism, they continue inside the program. We're going to be joined by one of we studio guests them. The program we Dictionary de Bonia, a colleague journalist and also tourism analyst. And here today for a look at the review of the tourism sector inside the year 2025. Good afternoon and welcome to this edition.
Good afternoon to you, Jefferman Davis, and to all we listeners we day out in our radio land. And a pleasure for there today. Follow great folk appraise and also give in-depth analysis about how the 2025 year be like, and also even perhaps give the high, the lows, the strength, weakness, and possible opportunity we'll get for learn about how things go on last year and how we actually prevent waiting will happen forward this 2026.
Okay. From that introduction, they tell you say today we're going to get a very tough one at the studio. But also on the other side of the studio, I get Nabi Musa Bangoa, an executive director for Center for Awareness and Participation in Tourism. Good afternoon and welcome to the very first edition of the program Inside Salone Tourism.
Good afternoon, Jaffa. Good afternoon, listeners.
It's been a while.
I know.
Okay, but then plenty thank you for joining me today inside this edition. You of course you know the topic at hand, but then I'll start with you, Nabi. As civil society, we don't walk into the space, and many a time don't they deal with authorities, partner, private sectors, where they include inside the space of tourism. How you would describe tourism, the tourism sector inside the year 2025?
Yeah, thank you very much, Jaffa. And sorry because I stuck up on traffic, and but I'm sure my voice is okay. I think the year 2025 was, for me, was okay in the sense that we get a lot of things we come up, we work towards the development of the tourism sector. First and foremost, 2025 was declared by the Minister of Tourism and Cultural Affairs as a year of ecotourism. That is to say, for take tourism to the communities, to the environment where actually nature day, and that it will benefit the various communities we get them product and they. because for a while, tourism now be the focus of the 3S: the sun, the sea, and the sun. But 2025, when the ministry declared it as an ecotourism year, it was good because we are taking development to the communities where tourism is. A case study like Takugama, Bure Beach, and Leicester Peak. Them places, if you go there now, they don't transform to a state which is very, very encouraging for the tourism sector, because we're not being getting facilities in there, and the environment, the people surrounding, the economy will come boom, because they will do the small businesses there, where people can get for to go around. That they get for create job for them. So it was a very good year for a start. And also 2025, we see where the ministry launched the Tourism Strategic Master Plan, which is a 10-year master plan as a roadmap within the sector. They looked ahead for the 10 years, what you want to focus on, the things you want to do. Because if you don't get that, then you know they focus on doing something. You know, just do things haphazardly. You get forget something where they look at, say, the next 10 years I want to get to this point, which was a very good plan. And also, we also have in 2025 the tourism statistics training. This in tourism we call it the satellite account, wherein the contributions of tourism, how you account at the end of the day for knowing the contribution of tourism in the economy of this country. So it was a very good year again, because we have that training, a 5-day training, for let people know how they account with the tourism, because the tourism sector, it touches all the other sectors in the economy, either directly or indirectly. But there are other things where indirectly in the church to the development of the economy. So those things, they are very important for us to account for them. Because it has been a while, in fact, in every day in this country, for we exclusively we get an economic contribution of tourism based on the data that we collect, every day. So we don't get that training there. We look at the implementation for it. And also, in 2025, Tiwai Island and the Gola Forest were inscribed in the UNESCO heritage as heritage sites. So it's a kudos also for we as a tourism sector, because by then we get international researchers, tourists, people who like nature. Because once we don't get that as a UNESCO site, then we therefore expect people if we can do some research, environmental research, tourists if we come for do hiking, those kind of stuff. So it was a plus for us as well. And also there was a training, two training at different points conducted on customer service in 2025. It was sponsored by the World Bank. These are the things we want for see this sector for they do often, because this sector we have a problem of service delivery. Even the one that are trained, but because the evolution of the industry, you need at least 2 or 3 times refresher training every year because of the trend of tourism, how it evolves in the world. So you get to provide a service, because that's the key point. Even if we get everything, if the service delivery is poor, then we drive customers, they will not come again in this country. So it was a plus also for conduct that training there, Nalunge and Freetown. My wish is that the Ministry of Tourism, together with the World Bank, for ensure say they replicate them trainings there to the regions, to the other districts, so that we'll get a national service delivery we will reflect the hospitality we talk about in the industry. And also,
talk about the contribution of the ministry and all. You think, say, the sector, looking at how, according to statistics before this term, how many people don't talk about how it be done the sleep for long term. Then when they are come at the right time.
Very well. In fact, just in another summary, we also look at in 2025 when the ministry have a ecotourism awareness raising float parade in the city, and also the year was climaxed with a One Nation Reggae festival. these are things we don't ignite people their thinking, their sense of belonging, that Sierra Leone, we have it all that it takes for the tourism able to turn around this economy if we focus on them. So this awareness raising that was done in 2025 is very important. It's in place because we still have people don't know what are the benefit of tourism this nation stands for. Gets if only we put all it takes.
But when you talk about ecotourism, then you say people don't still know about the benefit of tourism. Who's the mismatch there?
Well, this is why the awareness raising, because even the ministry do district tour just for 10 people. But if you go to the district, there are villages. There are sub-villages in the villages, the suburbs. How do we reach them? And these are the custodian of the nature we are talking about, the ecotourism. Because this is the place where tourists and they go into the villages. They want to see how farming is being done, how they cultivate rice. So we need to intensify this awareness raising about tourism so that everybody will aware that this, now there was also a campaign word where the ministry will launch in 2025, tourism for all campaign, tourism business, now all man business. So everybody for know about it and everybody for be inclusive. We have to be inclusive in developing tourism. It's not a one-man show.
Program. I come to dictionary. You listen to what in Nabi Musa don't say. Yusuf, what you go say about the year of 2025 for tourism sector?
So I'm happy with me a CSO and a journalist there who they get for this is going to be a diagnostic conversation of itself. But what I will let the CSO get from understand say tourism not measured by slogans or perhaps by launches or by all in reality what they get for CM. So tourism of itself, you assess and based on access, experience and impact. So 2025, I will get for you say based on this yardstick of what already established, I will assess the tourism 2025 on the basis of access, experience and impact. But before I move to that particular one day, let me get for understand what in the Ministry of Tourism day for in this country. Mind you, the Ministry of Tourism also Tourism and Cultural Affairs. Let's get for understand what it stands for. As per the website, written quoted directly, it stated, the Ministry of Tourism and Cultural Affairs is tasked with the responsibility of contributing to the transformation of Sierra Leone into a middle-income country to exercise its mandate as stated. So, let me watch 2025. Was Sierra Leone a middle-income country? As per the objective of the entirety of the Ministry of Tourism and Cultural Affairs. That's the one of the key things we need to use as yardstick despite the 3 access areas that we talk. So, let this be an analytical conversation of itself. When I get for ponder, when you actually send me the invites with regards to assessing the 2025 tourism year, I ask myself, say, is the tourism sector growing in number or growing in value? We might get the tourism campaign. I don't follow Nabila Tunis for a while, and I understand that one person will get the interest, get all the capacity for transform the Ministry of Tourism and Cultural Affairs. But the key thing we don't understand, say, 2025, the tourism sector grow more in numbers, grow more in value. So value in the sense, because as per their mandate.
Scatter, I mean in the numbers and value.
So, as per numbers, as per waiting me brother don't call like don't call so then get the warrior, the festival, then get the tourism for all. You call all this. Mind you, tourism is a broader sector. That's why you get the tourism board, you get the Minister of Tourism. It takes in like a cumbra body, Papa, when at the Minister of Tourism board when at the mama. So the two come together for able for uplift the entirety of the tourism sector. So as per the objective of the Minister of Tourism, like I say, is the aim for a middle income country, and year in year out we get for raise the question on the appraisal, say why make despite everything we on a number basis, like I put it entirely on a number basis, have we reached the middle income with the Minister of Tourism the for aim at? So that's the yardstick we get for understand. So if I'm to tell you say 2025 it was not value driven, it was number driven, you get to see the stats. So let's watch at the value driven. Now, we know from a cultural point of view, let's not just limit them to tourism, Jaffa. Let me also count cultural affairs. So at the board this conversation into the Ministry of Tourism of itself, we are the body responsible. Now, if they literally don't tell we say, as per Nabila Tunis, I mean, they go through there was this orientation they had last year, January. The first January 6th to the 9th, CSO, you were there? Were you privy to be there? Okay, now let me put it. There was an activity that the Minister of Tourism had. That was last year. Let me just put them up quickly, Jaffa. Why should we continue the conversation? Yes, quickly. I think I've seen it. There was an activity they had last year in which Nabila Tunisoi, this was it. Have you seen it? So, yes, they had a 2-day retreat, and the 2-day retreat, the theme for itself was appreciating the gains of tourism for all campaign and launching a year of ecotourism. That was the theme for 2025 of the Ministry of Tourism, as per what they stated, in which the venue of the entire program now be the Ministry Pavilion at the Olam, and the time now be 9 o'clock. So they put the fact across, and it was held on a 2-day retreat, which was a center of focus in which organized for revamp. So with all this being laid, you're going to say it is aimed at improving numbers. Check, for instance, we see the One Reggae Festival, how people in turn up.
Numbers as in tourists, the way they come inside.
That's the key thing. You understand?
Okay.
So numbers in the sense, tourism is not based on tourists coming in.
Okay.
Let we not limit the conversation
So
from
when you
tourists
talk
coming
about
in.
value now, it mean now say really dig deep into
At all.
Empowering the citizens.
Of course. And I believe CSO can attest to the fact of that particular one day.
No, well, I mean, correspondingly, the number they go the value. Because those people that are coming in as tourists, then they come with their income, you understand? We first then expand the business of the local people, then they buy souvenirs when they want to go. But at the time in Manchester, say, we have a training of tourism statistics. I will not come here and give you exact statistics of what will happen in 2025.
So as you are talking, lab guide CSO, quick one, Jaffa, lab guide CSO,
No, let me come.
CSO, I don't want to, yes, Jaffa.
I don't cut you, but important for the listener, they also they know, say, this program will be sent an invitation to the ministry for the NSF for dinner, so enable for set the conversation right to a part to side. We all go for sit on one page. So back
yes,
to you again.
Jaffa, so as I was saying, Rome was not built in a day. A little drop of water makes a mighty ocean. The tourism industry is an industry that takes time for kick where everybody will appreciate them. If we talk about Banjul today, very close now, you know how many years it took for them they will develop. They are where they are today.
Just for add to it in dictionary, they say about value. You can get a local notion. They say if you also not sell you, street not go buy you. How if people not appreciate? And you have mentioned and say the aspect of awareness.
Gambia don't grow in value, but Salone are still in numbers with the growth.
We don't deal with the year of tourism for all campaign in 2024, and now ecotourism, where if you look at when it underline the aspect of awareness, it almost get the same meaning and same vision. But you again, after the year of 2025, they say the awareness still not get trained.
Yeah,
yes. Let me ask you again if we head to the
I'm not
direction.
engaged statistically, but in reality, efforts have been made, and those efforts are not way in vain. So as my mom they say, if you talk about numbers, correspondingly they go with value.
No.
Quantify that now.
So
I speak from the point of view as objective. Me, a tourism professional with over 20 years of experience.
Okay.
I know what I talk. Yeah. The tourism itself, it come with time. It touches all facets in the economy. So for let you handpick, you get say this is what tourism is directly contributing. We are yet to be there.
So Jaffa,
this is the things, and we have to say it. Well, the effort then they will people they put in place.
We are yet to be there. If you look at the kind of attention where government they turn to tourism, other sectors, they get the same kind of attention, but issues of bare awareness where you can build a proper communication strategy on that one day and support that word in particular would struggle with.
Okay, for instance, even when me man they talk about value, there has been an increase in accommodation sector, and when you have an increase in accommodation sector, what happens? Employment increase. True or false?
False.
But I go be.
It doesn't. If you do have any empirical evidence, no, that's why I said it earlier. Jaffa, lab guide. Wait, Jaffa.
Dictionary before you come in.
Lab guide.
If you look at
lab guide.
Before you come inside.
It's interesting.
Maybe just for for set the tone right. Like we talk about accommodation, you go say over the course of the year, we don't see a lot of restaurant, resort, hotel.
Well, accommodation, but down me and not come to that one yet. I did talk about like hotel, guest houses, inns. They are in the increase nationwide.
And the same thing as
yes,
numbers.
yeah. So yes, and that's the numbers, and they goes with value. Economically, employment is being created for local people, Sierra Leoneans. True or false?
False.
But how you build a hotel?
Do you have any
employment? You have to employ people to work in the hotel,
But if
my
you get,
brother.
but again,
realistic.
if you get,
No,
if
no,
you get
no,
data say,
no, I don't
but
want
you
to
go
realistic.
say the aspect of accommodation though, the numbers in
Increase.
accommodation
Now,
don't increase.
good. Okay, can I
No,
make
you
my
agree on
point?
that on this?
Wait, Jaffa, let me make me
yes
point.
or no?
Let me make me point. No, contextualize them. So, that guy, the CS over there, like I say, tourism is not being measured by slogans or launches. It is being, let's frame this conversation. Let us not scatter them, yeah? Let's frame and let it
Remember, you also get for look at the aspect of access, reliability.
Now they come into that's the actual
Experience
explanation
and-
of come.
Okay.
Access, experience, and impact. Now let's get a breaker down here for this 2025. So let me get a 5-lens analytical mode understanding of this. There's first what talk about access. What in access mean in this context of how the 2025 tourism year be day? You ask yourself, can people actually come to Sierra Leone? Can people literally have access to Sierra Leone? Can people literally be found in Sierra Leone? This is a question you get to ask and access.
Okay,
I'm coming to that. Wait for me. Let's just
let's
put me
put one
facts
after the
across.
other.
You like put that's on the access basis.
Yes,
Let do with access.
Okay,
for the
let me just
access.
respond to
Wait
quickly.
for me. Let done. Wait for me. On access, let be very factual and sharp. When you talk about access for 2025, one what comes to mind: flight cost, frequency when it comes to reliability. Last year, tourism end. If you watch how Sierra Leone position itself internationally, there are so many names we will not call. The Just Lydica's case internationally, this is the mayor of the country, not in a good form. Now, not take on the tweet side also when it comes to the issues of drugs-related issue. 2025 of itself. No, listen.
No,
wait.
You know,
wait,
be consistent. Be consistent.
listen. You understand? I frame
We
the
talk about
conversation.
access.
Now, me frame the conversation. You understand? You go frame me on. So, like I said, on an access basis, you understand the point. So, if you watch at accessibility, on how people they come and they perceive the country, tourism is a good thing. Like I say, he's calling Gambia. Gambia get more value driven than Sierra Leone. Sierra Leone is more number driven. Understand that particular one day. Why you think say they reference Gambia? How many times can you find Gambians reference in Sierra Leone as a case study when it comes to tourism?
You are not there.
Like well, when are we going to get that?
Okay, let me tell you.
When are we going to
Okay,
get
let me
that?
tell you this. You don't know.
No,
There have been
when will they go
collaboration.
there?
There have been collaboration. Immediately we have a tourism boom in this country. Banjul is going to be kicked out of the business
Because
we have the nature. We have all it
How
takes.
far would they to that one day?
So we are getting there. Let me to accessibility. First of all, in tourism, we get what we call the 5 A's. One of the A's is accessibility. Are we improving on accessibility? Yes, we are. As I tell you, we have a national aircraft. Huh?
We
Sierra Leone. We don't used to have it. No.
You were calling here Sierra Leone. Have you onboarded here Salone?
No, wait.
Have you? No, you have not onboarded it. So when you onboard here Salone, we go talk out of experience.
The conversation a bit slower.
Yeah.
Okay, let's slow down.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm talking on evidence base. I tell you,
But experience-wise, you don't get up. You don't onboard here Salone it.
No, wait, my brother.
Okay,
wait.
continue.
You talk about accessibility.
Okay.
Let us be very empirical.
Okay.
This is empirical driven. No worry.
So allow it
What I was saying.
Okay, land,
you talk
land.
about accessibility. We try. I don't measure Air Sierra Leone. We'll not be ever get her. We have it in 2025. It's a plus. No matter what you surround it by.
Was it the tourism sector or
Other
aviation?
negativity.
Not tourism or aviation.
Wait.
There's a
Whether
positive
they
side.
contribute positive or negative by day.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
And it was not before, but we have it now. So accessibility, whatever I say, most count people are from London. Internally, the road, access to our tourist facilities. I just mentioned Takugama. Those days, Jaffa, you said no, if you want to go to Takugama, you get for dream how you will go through. But go there today, it's a smooth drive. Go to Leicester Peak. You know, for go Leicester Peak, it's a nightmare. Yeah, we have a state of the art structure there for viewing. The road is smooth getting there. So it tells you the accessibility. We are not there to the point. In fact, statistically, they talk with reference. They say now, so even value. If they say me, I don't know what you mean value because I don't talk number. They go to correspondingly. They go to value.
So Nabi like you the value.
We never use a quantitative statistics.
Nabi.
But we are envisaging positivity in terms of accessibility.
Nabi.
We have more.
Would they far for each other?
Nabi, don't watch the conversation. We get 1 hour now. No watch.
I don't gauge how far we did, but we've started. And once we've started,
assumptions.
Assumptions. So I've given you evidence, my brother.
Now, can I clarify the evidences we put across? Now, let me come into reality.
Dictionary.
Yes, Jaffa.
I think we really don't go past the halfway mark. And what would they come back to you? I go allow you for label for in due time for round up on the aspects of you 3 points.
Yes, sure.
Okay. And then we look at the aspects of the review on the environment in particular. Then we can round up this conversation for this session. Okay. And some other time again we can come back. But then,
Jaffa, before that,
because of time,
look at the positivity as a civil society.
Jaffa, you don't allow me. You don't sound like a civil society, Nabi. Nabi, you don't sound like you sound like a paid up person from the Ministry of Tourism for fan talk.
Dictionary.
Actually, let me deconstruct what you say. Let me deconstruct.
What it make?
Let deconstruct the reality.
Whether now how you look at it from a soft or hard perspective.
So can I deconstruct?
Okay, so wait. Dictionary. We'll come back to you. The time from the studio clock fumble. Now 33 minutes gone past the hour 4 p.m. And at this point, we'll pause for a short while. And when we come back, we'll open the phone line and continue the discussion.
Due to special request and popular demand, the Champ and King must come back again with a remix. We come on a salon. We come to England, oh yeah, but we not run away. We come for better. We people that want for see what we they do. We people that want to know what we they say. Come on. Oh, we like we salon. Oh, now, yeah. Oh, we like we salon. We get we fine beach. We get with sunshine. We get fine bubble them. Well now. We get fine TT them. Well now. We get sweet diamond, bauxite and kimberlite. Better day. Now for that make we tell you say, oh, we like we salon. Oh, we like we salon. Mama Salon, we like you. The Portuguese man say, the mountain and fever lion. And we don't see say Salon and trunk like iron. And if we try for labor, we go reap the benefit. So many people then when I join me can make me say, oh, we like we Salon.
The program Insai Salone Tourism, they continue. Fambula, I hope you enjoyed that music the way the technical department put for inside this edition. But the program they continue. 077-981-981 are the number you go use. 077-981-981. You can send text message or call at any point to make a contribution and add your voice to the different issues that we will look at inside this edition of the program. Quickly, we'll turn our attention and go now Studio 2 and look at another issue. Insai, as the Ministry of of Tourism and Cultural Affairs don't complete the ecotourism campaign for 2025, let the democracy look at the impact of this campaign to the environment and community people and tourism sites across the country. Also, the chairperson for Center for Tourism and Cultural Activities for Timbasi say the ecotourism campaign not make better impact on the tourism sector because the capacity of community and local institutions them not improve on the operation and protection of tourism sites them across the country. For Timbasi talk this in our interview with Radio Democracy, where it talk about the impact of ecotourism campaign where the tourism authority them being they use for Salone tourism in the country. Well, I've been put these reports together. They will listen.
2025 na the tourism sector na been the year of ecotourism, wey mean say na time for teach and educate community, private sector and other player dem. But how dem for begin protect tourism sites dem across the country? This initiative na for give strength to Salone citizens and capacity for operate and control natural thing dem wey the country can use for attract tourists dem like beach, natural reserve and protected area dem with other thing dem. But the review of this campaign start first with beach dem, particular the Aberdeen Lumley Beach, where since 2025 rain season to now, they struggle for get clean status like other beach them.
We do over 40 trips of deposits of waste from the beach. Where that the cost, we put all things together on a weekly basis, it costs like 14,000 euros for that beach day. But what they say, if we all see tourism, we all see Salone and we all get up, and we get a national conversation about the toxin at this country where they go now, we beach there. What will they clean? If I tell you what do they see there? Will they see human feces at the beach, syringe, hospital waste? Will they see all AC, buckets, boots, blankets, suitcase there? All kind of things. Now they go to that beach there. We see all of them things that they come up. Now we dwell in places there.
You just listen to the general manager for the National Tourist Board, Fatmata Keru, as it explained, them working at this beach, even where this kind of attention, not there to other beach them like Levuma, we currently get some kind of bad smell where they unbug the beach bar them, community people, and stranger them where they pass there. But for confirm, if this cleaning really happen at this beach, let me listen to some young man and trader them at the Aberdeen Lumley Beach.
Yeah, the cleaner. Never can be everything. When I effective, I am not can walk small. I'm only clean today from this pool. We are both then I count and but not all 10 in the cleaner. But remember when last we see the cleaner? Cleaner, if you get some truck, you can sell gas station the seats in the wood. No, you don't pay for me. I said, no, no. Say the work I carry the table. Because I tell the truck, I want to catch you. But I'm not saying. Fast, it's a cut off.
Apart from the beach them, other tourism environment where the public go need update but at the natural reserve and protected area them. And for this, the Minister of Environment and Climate Change, Jiwa Abdullahi, been get this update, but the thing them, what they happen at them place here.
One thing what we do recently, now that we just say, then we analyze, now we see the amount of deforestation where they happen across the country. Right? So we look at certain areas then where we think say for being protected areas. The reason why they do that here, so we'll get all this up. We nobody know go argue. As of now, we still get problem as a program. We put in the encourage. People that want to go trade and go inside the sanctuary, inside the babu then. Since 2012, we designate that park there, 34% Songo. Even Loma, when a remote area, when they see a lot of encroachments, they happen. 840 hectares, 9 we all lost the between last year and this year. Now, big land there. Altama Kilini, where they up north, almost 1,500 hectares. Now we all lost here. That's a massive amount. If we continue at that rate, another 10 years, 15 years, we don't lost a lot.
With this kind of data from the site here, now an attempt for listening to one civil society organization, but waiting, then that I mean for the tourism sector and the chairman for Center for Tourism and Cultural Activity for Timbasi explained.
Without community, there is no tourism, and without culture, there is no tourism. So, if you want to compare to with destinations, those run by foreigners are well in good conditions than the one where they run by the locals. I can give example. Go to Kugama, well organized and everything. The NPA and the NPA, but I want to say the Ministry of Tourism now a ministry of its own, and then a subvented ministry or line ministry of the Ministry of Environment. But I tell you, OKNP they in a deplorable form that they do massive mining there of gold. See why accommodation is going down, the environment is protected, but lots of things we foreseen at the forest in the Siam. The beaches, now one private beach you get, number 2, Mama Beach, Kent, Bure, these are community beaches where they run by the community people and people get resort there. So, but the facility, them poor, because if you go there, you put order for food now forever. It takes you time, okay, understand. But holistically, destination managed by Sierra Leoneans, both in and outside Freetown, not good for right home about.
With this concern, Radio Democracy being reached out to the Ministry of Tourism and Cultural Affairs for response, but Sote had to put this report together and not be able to get response from this institution, but go also do follow up so that then self will talk about the impact where the ecotourism campaign making at the tourism sector for the society. For Radio Democracy, Jaffa Mans Davis, the report.
The program Inside Salone Tourism, they continue, and inside the program they come back to a studio guest, but don't forget to say the phone line is still open. And now Dictionary will be on the look at your submission, but again we don't stretch the conversation down to the environment. Now we'll begin time because we'll not get better time again. In 5 minutes, round up that your submission and also give you take on particularly the year of 2025 in the environment.
So as for the interview we do, I make them very clear, say you just see everything there in line. For say not a promotion conversation we get, na performance analysis conversation we get about the tourism sector. And we see the citizens of them several times you don't speak their mind on how things they happen. So this is very interesting what we get for can say Sierra Leone and the Minister of Tourism, Nabila Tunis, waiting for understand, and the tourism board, the head. A beautiful destination that is difficult to reach remains a beautiful idea. So tourism of itself, not a statement, tourism a reality. And let me counter now when it comes to experience based. You need to talk about access, experience, and the other. So let's use experience and board them out into the environment. Some of the problem that we visited and encounter where they can Salone. One, cleanliness. The one that Christian, anything the Bible say, it say cleanliness is next to godliness. So that means say Sierra Leone, that means say what up? What's in the happen? That means say God they far from me when it comes to the tea business. Anyway, Albalka. So if you get to understand, you're gonna say when visitors or tourists in Canada Salone, this country here, the first way to watch for cleanliness, and that will become an environmental problem. Speaking of Tiwai Island, speaking of Takogama. Now, I don't work with Takogama over a while. I don't act a movie for them, More Life, and Bala know me very well. At some point, the Minister of Tourism, we all know the issue we come up with Takogama on how things for go. The project for Tada Road, not today begin. So let we not use 2025 as a yardstick, say 9 and do the completion. That was a project that was long time ago. Takogama not around for over 30 years. And Bala, as per personal conversion, it don't tell where they raise this up. CS or no than they. It don't tell where they flag this up from the Kaba regime. So the Nescoma regime. Even when Madabio saw President Biwo was in his first term, these are things he flagged up. So it's an environmental concern. We also say until the government step in and then bulldoze and broke all the houses around there. Mind you, the chimpanzee now we own national way name where we can't get the position. We want to things them. Why not use diamond? Why not use bauxite? Why not use iron ore? It tell you say follow we protect the babu them where environments na speak volume. Like I say entirely, I still the frame towards the tourism end on visitors coming in and the environment. The second thing also from an environment point of view, where tourists are the kind of this country where they pick up, get for do with customer service. Saloma will get kishi business. When you pass na levuma, like as per the report, the odoriferousness, sorry for the English, the scent where they come out, you know, there is some amount of mining where they gone within the sea. So all this they pollute, and pollution down the years now don't affect with beaches now. Levuma now underrated beach. Also go on number two. Number two, now one of the few beaches then talk away you pay for go inside. Where you go inside in a video, now you dey pay money go inside, then there's not even no electricity. What can you boast of around that particular one day? Mind you, number two, now citizen and women, community people, now they take up the owner's responsibility for say they will take care of this beach. Notice, number two, they underward. Now, Cash is supposed to supervise all inside and day. What can he say towards this particular one day? City Council, they supervise the Lumley, the Aberdeen. So there was a tussle. At some point, I had a conversation. I was invited, one of his sister radio station. There was an analysis between the tourism board and the City Council, who are supposed to clean the beaches. Mind you, everybody gets your mandates. They get your objective. But that's a conversation for another time. Environmentally driven thing, customer service, very important. Because what you understand, where tourists they come, the first way they watch if the beach clean. So not to number two no more, they move the no more. Then if you move around other beaches, you don't just count them, you want can stifle this person say, now number two count you, now Toke will count you, now Bubble Beach will count you. What about the other sub beaches? As I move on, next one, safety perception. Last year we see so many amounts of issues. Mind you, anything where they affect other ministries that affect the tourism sector, Jaffa. So I'm still keen on this. The image of Salone internationally is of a serious concern towards the tourism end. We all know how the US ban on coming, how everything, this all they get a topple effect on how things they see. So if you watch out for safety perception, the year 2025, environmentally, Sierra Leone was of a concern. So find, yes. Okay. So as at the round of that particular one day, though you watch at transport reliability, mobility has been of a big concern for the year 2025. This is an environmental concern because if you cannot provide the required buses, you talk about what the worker fine. You the worker fine, many worker fine. So unless we the worker fine, I go on board worker fine. So you can understand, say the dimension of how transport reliability don't become of a huge concern. And lastly, towards want to talk about the experience base, now hospitality standard. My God. Hospitalization now concern. Let's make that laugh because sometimes issues can be very comic in this country. You know, so if you observe when there was a change of government, you observe there was a change in priority when it comes to hospitality. Not knowing it's a tourism sector, tourists them environmentally. That's why we get EP, we get other different bodies responsible for environment. Mind this is an experience. If me bother the reference Gambia gets a touch on everything. Gambia gets a touch in cleanliness, they get a touch in customer service, they get a touch in safety perception, touch in transport reliability, and lastly that one day. But let's just put a provocative line. Will this left for trigger something else? I want the ministry to understand, say, tourism is not what we advertise, but it is what visitors experience when no one is watching. And I repeat this line again. Tourism is not what we advertise, it is what visitors experience when no one is watching. So this is a very strategic placement. For all we know, so not to the boom bamboo talk what they talk. But the last year 2012, 2025, the entire tourism year, I tell you policy wise, it was there.
In other words, in some of the activities or endeavors with the ministry don't make, there's a bit of mismatch.
Of course, in fact, not even mismatch. The match play before they miss the match. So if you understand, So it's like a subline thing. So let's be very strategic in making this last submission. You know, I talk about experience. The last one, product. So on environmental, let me actually cage the conversation from an environmental end. So you spoke about ecotourism last year. That was a big move. Even President Bio in his New Year statement, this 2026, a year of action. Now let me use the New Direction Manifesto. Mind you, towards everything where the Minister of Tourism they do, the National Tourism Board they do, they in line with the New Direction of President Bio and also the medium-term National Development Plan, Jaffa. So everything what they do, they in line with them. We see influx of ideas last year. We see the heritage thing, we see the ecotourism, we see the cultural tourism, we see conference tourism, different set of tourism. But the key thing what the Minister of Tourism don't know, a tourism sector is not based on scenery, when as you get for create a scene alone. It become vulnerable. But now one way built on experience, way sustainable. So don't get for Nabila Tunis don't pitch all this idea. Can we see a sustainable plan for this to come year in year out?
As in a culture?
Yes.
Okay, continue.
Now we don't left out tourism. Cultural affairs also is very important towards the environment.
We'll find another term for focus around culture because I think another module on its own pan tourism business. Nabi, in the second half, I think you don't be quiet for a while. First off, you could get a bite on waiting Dibonia don't talk about, but also what do you think about ecotourism campaign and the effect on the quoting force should be say empowering or capacitating the locals for get a culture of improving with hospitality where we can talk about, say, in other countries they know we for?
So let me spring from that your last submission on culture. This year the theme is culture and creativity. Yeah, meaning we can focus on marketing what we have. Yeah, Sierra Leoneans. So that's the theme, culture and creativity. Yeah. So for 2025, me as I say, I don't emphasize on the plus because it is obvious. I have to be very objective. But we get a lot of lapses. One of the key is the review of the Tourism Act of 1990. All this while we don't proactively go international, go market Sierra Leone, but we will not get an act where they hammer things where people will get accommodation facilities for do, which they're supposed to do. At one time, I was one of the people who do a survey on accommodation in this country. I take Port Local District. If you go to guest rooms, my brother, it's appalling. You know, one for stay there, chinch, spider web, the place totally. So the Minister of Tourism is charged with responsibility for formulate policies. But where are we on the National Tourism Act of 1990 or 1991? Archaic. We not get up to date. So now a lapse on the ministry. That's their responsibility. The National Tourism Board is charged with responsibility when I sub-agent of the ministry for developing, promoting, and marketing Sierra Leone as a tourist destination. Would they go out to the market? We have the facilities for accommodate people who they call. Are we prepared? The accommodation sector, is it well clean? The service delivery, are we there? We are not there. Now make I re-emphasize. Say this training will not start last year, sponsored by the World Bank. It has to be sustainable. Let it be done at least twice a year, if not 3 times a year.
But tourism staff there.
Yes, because now they interface with the tourist, and once you have a bad experience, when you contact with the front person, then they go a long way for smear the character of this industry. So we have to lay emphasis. So it is the responsibility of the National Tourist Board when they supervise the accommodation facility for ensure say then cut the T's and dot the I's in these places where people are getting accommodation. But that is not effectively done. Yeah, we look at the things them what they say. Like my brother say, we go overseas, we go market, we can't do this, but we know they can replicate what we go learn experiences. How many tours the ministry and the tourist board they don't do, but we know they see like what they call like the first and foremost the partnership. Tourism is not just about public; it is a 3 P's: the public-private partnership. But it is poor in this country. It is poor in the sense the private sector, they are suffering with huge taxes for run their businesses. They don't get clean water, pass them by water. Electricity is not reliable. Some places it's not there.
Okay, but again, I want to take you back a bit to the environmental touch again on this. According to words online, it's a foreign extraction company and charcoal trader. Then they want to put a pool where they make coal. Then they contribute massively for the environmental destruction of the country. My question is, looking at how, based on all what you don't talk about, where you look like now on top post and they try to look at issues, how much sector participation or togetherness in different sectors them na the government architecture need for be revamped for let tourism go, particularly for several environment and build a nationalistic or patriotic culture of different things that we go get to, like dictionary they say we experience and impact the tourism sector.
Well, they also bring the MDAs, the relationship with the MDAs, that's ministries, departments, and agencies. Tourism, it touches all the sectors in the economy. So there has to be a link, especially with the critical ones, environment. Because tourism and environment, these are intrinsically linked. You can't separate them. without environment, there is no tourism. And tourism keenly depends on the environment. For instance, you talk about this charcoal burning. If you deforest the place where nature call for people for can see and feel nature, then we get yourself into trouble. I did cite one example. There's one paramount chief now, Sanda Tindaran. Then an example is set in this country. If we replicate all the paramount chief replicator, we'll be fine. In chiefdom, no charcoal production. In chiefdom, you don't just say they implement them and it's working. Now, thank God we don't get Africa. We get a lot of way of cooking, different way. This charcoal would destroy the environment, and we need them because it is have purpose a way human being without the environment we cannot exist. Because if some of the things they will need from the environment, they will not cut them trees and then we are vulnerable to trouble. Yeah, the land will not be able to get them. And when we talk about sustainable development, it is say the development where today it happen, you understand, in the environment where you go benefit and enjoy. And if we ensure say that same way where they enjoy today, picking them tomorrow, let's say for can meet up the environment in a way intact where they say they enjoy them. Now that kind of development is called sustainable. Not a development where you deploy the environment today because you want to develop, so tomorrow next generation will able to meet the environment. Down there, even the United Nations, they against that. So as a country, anything we want to do, for ensure say we create sustainability, let it be repeated in a way that it keeps the environment intact. So what did our paramount chief do? If all the paramount chief then do for ban charcoal production, my brother, then we come back to the forest. We in this country, we used to forget Amatan, and now they pass so. But look, Jaffa, we not get Amatan in the city again because they don't cut all the trees, they don't build up the hills. So we're not able to get something where we enjoy as a nature where it is. So it's a problem. Okay. And environment, the waste. So in fact, the waste is a burden on this hospitality industry. It's a burden.
Let's just put a fact across for help Milan and CSO Bayer. So I'm going to quote directly from within the New Direction Manifesto President Bill stated, in which he stated under protecting our environment. In November 2019, the New Direction government established a stand-alone Minister of Environment. We know that particular one day. You know that particular one day. Let me just quick one. So towards the Minister of Environment, it is stated that we are still a question for 2022. The New Direction Manifesto say Sierra Leone has climbed up the environmental performance index in 2022 from 163 to 140 up for 180 countries. But on a reality basis, waiting there per this, in reality, you cannot later get to see it. So I'll just say on just bookish business and right here on a theory basis, but on actual reality, in a different ball game. So what we got to understand, say, environment good for play. And my last line, Jaffa, before actually,
I think the last line will come another.
No, the last one is this: tourism does not collapse from lack of potential, but from the neglect of maintenance. So if we build with tourism based on maintenance, and I tell you, we will stand the test of time as a country.
Well, Dictionary, it'll be very, very interesting time with you. Plenty thank you, joining today inside this edition, and also plenty thank you to Nabi Musa Bangura, where you have joined the conversation today. Fambul, hope for get the same kind next week on another issue. But then now we draw the curtain down for this edition of the program. Plenty thank you to my producer Saptiu Kalonu, bring this edition to we. We get to you from the different radio settlement to the one that we watch we in our Facebook and YouTube. Plenty thank you. Same so they say plenty thank you to the technical person on duty, we in our DJ cabs, and also to Fatimata Samura, we make on a see we live on social media platform there. Until the next edition, I'm Jaffa Mans Davis to say have a nice day. Goodbye for now.